Well, Rafael, thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. As you know, we are honoring Hispanic Heritage Month, and what we wanted to do to honor this month was really focus on Hispanic entrepreneurs and really helping to tell their story around how they became an entrepreneur, what their goals are for the future. The theme of the conversation is identity as an asset. Far often as people of color, we talk a lot about all of the various challenges and barriers we face, which are real and are obstacles that we all have to overcome. But I think there's also a flip side of that around how do we use our identity, our racial identity, but also other identities that we have, whether you're a parent or you previously were a worker or, all of the different identities you have in your community and your family, and how do you bring those together to really shape how you operate your business, the goals that you set for yourself and for your business. And so we wanted to kind of center the conversation around identity as an asset. So let's just get started. I think the first question we have is for you to introduce yourself and a little bit about your business. Tell us a little bit
Okay.
about that. Thank you.
Well, my name is Rafael Ortiz Jr. I'm work for an auto repair shop named Ortiz Jr. Auto Repair. It's family owned. My father started this business about, I would say, 30 years ago. We focus mainly on just mechanical work, suspensions, general maintenances, and preventive care. And it's we've been in this community, the same location, and we've been excited. Like we've been. I grew up here. I because of this business, I was able to like work on it, grow it, and I was able to attend to my dream school, utilizing our shop as the company that I'm working for. So that it's opened up so many doors. It's taught me a lot about business, the infrastructure, creating company culture, and everything. So I love coming to work. Just because it has my name on it technically. It was like no pressure when my dad launched this, but it was I like it. So that's pretty much a little bit about ourselves.
That's great. Can you say a little bit about, we would love to just understand a little bit about kind of that theme of identity. And so as you think about your racial identity, but other identities that you may have, how does that show up in your business in terms of how you operate it or maybe the goals that you have set for your business?
Like it all started like growing up like in South LA. I come from a long line of like entrepreneur family members. I grew up visiting my grandmother's produce shop to like taco tasting at my uncle's Mexican restaurant. So through all those experiences, I learned like just key components of running a business. For example, when I was 6 years old, my parents would utilize our garage apartment as an auto repair shop, which in modern times that was a great way how to launch a minimal viable product. So once they figured out like this is going to work, then they started like shopping around, looking for an actual location, which is the one we're at today. So that kind of sort of taught me how to you need to sacrifice and work hard and be ethical, because growing up and seeing that, I realized that a business should not be just transactional, but it's treating like our customers like family. So technically, we invited our customers into our home so we can fix their vehicles, and that lesson I just never forgot it. And I was 6, 7 years old, but I just remember like, hey, like they're just waiting outside of our like kitchen, waiting for their car to be done. So that kind of made a difference as I was growing and educating myself a little bit more about business and what type of atmosphere and experiences we want our customers to have. So as I took over the family business, it made me understand those key components when we first started, and how do I replicate that now as we're about to open up our new expansion location. Because I not only want to just continue growing my parents' legacy, but I also want to create just a space for like our community where we can have like art shows. They can just come here and just talk with our community members. And if they need a repair, sure, like we'll fix your car, but it's more about just building that community. So those are kind of some
That's
of the
great. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I think when you talked about the expansion location and using it as a community space, what are some other ways in which, you are differentiating yourself, and how does maybe identity show up even in those plans?
being a Latino mechanic in South LA, I think that my identity plays a huge role. Just simply like even just setting a goal or running the business, because a core community is about hard work, resilience, ethics, family, and simply just helping each other. So I've always been an advocate of building like strong, lasting relationships with not only with my customers but with our community. So I always set my goals based on providing those reliable, high quality services that people can trust. Because realistically, like inflation is going up, and re- to me personally, certain repairs should not cost someone's day's work. And if they do, I want to make sure that they avoid having those repetitive repairs by providing great quality for them. So that's why sometimes it's very challenging to like automate our business model, just because we just need that personal touch, that community touch, that it's very difficult to replicate. Because I grew up here. I've been all my life. I'm 30. I'm about to be 35. I moved in here was like 7, and this is all I know. So in regards to your how do I differentiate myself, we offer customized package repairs. We fit all the means of whatever our customer can afford, but we don't. We always focus on the quality, because at the end of the day, we want them to understand of what's going in their vehicle, and we want to make sure that that vehicle lasts a long time, or that at least they know the lifespan of that vehicle, so they can kind of go to work, take care of their kids, and kind of just live a day-to-day life. Because for us, at the end of the day, it's not just about the metrics, it's just making sure that our community stays mobile and with a reliable and cost efficient automotive.
That's great. If you were giving advice to, a new kind of Hispanic or Latino entrepreneur, what are some of the tips that you would give for success?
I would say have fun, because at the end of the day, this is a very long journey. And if you're not enjoying yourself or passionate about it, I think it can be very difficult. And another advice would be just find something you're passionate about, because I think that's what drives people. And be resilient and network, get to know people, your space. Don't be shy. Just get out there, because it's a very. I've been working for my father for about 10 years, and it's I've learned so much. And had I just stayed hidden or shy, like I don't think I would probably be sitting here. It's just been that would be my advice. Just continue educating yourself, learning. The trends change, so you kind of want to be on top of that, and just be attentive to your business. Like focus like on the financials. That's as important. Like check it like
Mhm.
weekly, monthly, because at the end of the day, that's kind of what fuels your business. And then make sure you understand like your customer clientele, and make sure you're there for them. And like I said earlier, it shouldn't be transactional. Like if somebody tells you who's your customer, you need to pinpoint that customer. That way you create that bond.
I love that. Thank you. My last question, just, is there anything that you didn't get to share that you wanted to share with us?
I would say that I think the movement your company is doing is it's amazing. Just because I myself tried doing contracts, but it's just difficult. It's so hard from like a seminar, like going to a seminar, sitting in a room for 40 people. I mean, there's only so much they can do to provide certain information. So, I mean, I think that'll be one of the things. The second things is that's the second generation a business owner. it's been a fun journey, and we're going to continue to grow and continue to be making change. And despite everything that we've been through, like we're still positive. You know, it's been a long 10 journeys to get funded, to about to complete our project, but it's just I'm personally just excited to begin the next chapter of Ortiz Junior Auto Repay. I call it the 2.0 version because it's more of like my version of it, you know, but I'm just excited. You know, I've always been a social entrepreneur in a way, which it's always been my, like I said, passion for the community. Like during the pandemic, we were helping our elderly kind of get COVID vaccine appointments because that portal was very difficult. So we were just after hours would just be like, hey, if you have someone, send them our way. We'll help them out with the information. And during Christmas, we look for teachers that have book wish lists. So we tend to just donate books. So we try to tackle like literacy and different other little issues that we see in our community. I'm a huge advocate of the arts. I love art, so that's why like we want to do like an art show eventually and just keep our community fun. Like you hear a lot of terms here like gentrification and all that, but I feel like it's our it's our job. I would say not job, but it's our responsibility to make sure we keep our communities as South LA as we can. You know, our version of it, like the 2.0 version. You know, it's because we have a lot of talent here in our community, and it's we just got to showcase it. And that's why for us, we're not just like your typical auto repair shop. You know, we're more than that.
Yeah. I mean, I love the themes I'm hearing around being a community member, having that relationship driven kind of support and offerings for your customers. And then also just sort of, how do you bring in kind of the scrappiness, the hunger, resilience, as you said, to that journey. So thank you so much for sharing your story and your time. Really appreciate it.